Good afternoon, everybody. How is all my wonderful subscribers and viewers out there doing today? I hope everybody is having a wonderful day. It's Nikki D, and welcome back to the Nikki D channel. Today, we're going to be doing the 2020 All College Football Predictions Week 14 show, where I, Nikki D, break down the top 16 of the top 25 games that we have this week. What game are you looking forward to seeing this week? Let me know down in the comment section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. With that being said, I hope everybody continues to have a wonderful day. And without further ado, let's get to our first game of the 2020 or college football predictions week 14 show. We have number 24 ranked Kansas State Wildcats going on the road to take on number 18 Iowa State Cyclones. And I do think this is going to be a very back and forth game. I think the running games are going to be a big factor on both sides. Kansas State has really been hit or miss this season so far. They've lost some big games. They won some big games. Iowa State has been able to survive most weeks. So I'm picking number 18 Iowa State to beat number 24 Kansas State. And in our next matchup, we have number 16 ranked Arizona State Sun Devils going on the road into Tucson to take on the Arizona Wildcats. A great in-state rivalry game to close out the regular season. I think Arizona State has just been on a roll lately. I think in this game, Arizona State is going to jump out to a big lead early like they have in their last few games. And I think that's going to hold them over. I do think Arizona is going to have a chance to try to climb back into the game, but I don't think they're going to overcome the early onslaught from Arizona State. So I'm picking number 16 Arizona State to beat Arizona. And in our next matchup, we have the Mississippi State Bulldogs going on the road into Oxford to take on number 14 Mississippi Rebels. And I think Jackson Dart has a big game this week. Mississippi State 0-7 in the SEC this year. The worst team in the SEC according to conference record. Whereas Mississippi really needs a rebound game after losing in the swamp last week to the Gators. I think the Rebels get that this week. Probably about a 2 or 3 possession game. So I'm picking number 14 Mississippi to beat Mississippi State. And in our next matchup, we've got the Auburn Tigers going on the road into Tuscaloosa to take on number 13 ranked Alabama. And I think this is going to be a very close game. A lot closer than what a lot of people believe it'll be. Auburn has all the momentum in the world right now after upsetting Texas A&M in 4 overtimes last week, where Alabama got blown out by a 5-5 Oklahoma squad. They have a lot to prove this week. I think this comes down to who has the ball last, and I'm picking the upset. I'm picking the Auburn Tigers to beat the Alabama Crimson Tide. And our next matchup on the 2020 or college football predictions week 14 show, we have number 15 South Carolina going on the road to take on Kate Klubnik and number 12 ranked Clemson Tigers. And both of these teams are coming off walk-off wins. South Carolina beating down on Wofford last week, whereas Clemson beat down on the Citadel last week. So both of these teams have momentum going into this game. I do expect it to be a very close game. It'll probably be one of the best games out of their rivalry, but I'm picking number 12 Clemson to beat number 15 South Carolina. And in our next matchup, we've got the Oregon State Beavers going on the road to the Field of Blue to take on Ashton Gentry and number 11 Boise State Broncos. And I do feel like Boise State is going to expose Oregon's run defense. Ashton Gentry, I'm expecting him to get at least 150 yards, probably about 2 or 3 touchdowns. I really don't think this is going to be that close of a game. Oregon State really has not been able to hang with ranked opponents, as we saw early in the season when Oregon put the beat down on them. So I'm picking number 11 Boise State to beat Oregon State. And our next matchup, we have the 1-10 Purdue Boilermakers going on the road as they are at number 10 Indiana Hoosiers. And I don't think this game is going to be close at all either. Purdue is no stranger to getting blown out. I mean, just ask Notre Dame 66-7 win against Purdue earlier this year. I mean, Penn State blew them out 49-10. Purdue can handle getting blown out. Indiana has a high-powered offense that can easily put up 40 to 50 points a game, so I don't think this game's going to be close at all. I'm picking number 10 Indiana to put the beat down on Purdue. And our next matchup, we have the California Golden Bears going on the road to take on number 9 ranked SMU Mustangs. And SMU has been running roughshod in their first year in the ACC. They are 7-0 to start out their campaign in the ACC. California, another team that's the first year in the ACC. They've had an up and down kind of a year, but I think SMU is going to handle business, especially with the fact they're at home. So, I'm picking number 9 SMU to beat the California Golden Bears. And our next matchup on the 2020 or College Football Predictions Week 14 show, we've got Nico Iamaleava in number 8 ranked Tennessee going on the road to take on Diego Pavia and the Vanderbilt Commodores. And Vanderbilt has played exceptionally well at home. They upset Alabama at home earlier this season when Alabama was the number 1 team in the nation. And Tennessee has been excellent at running the football. Dylan Sampson, 22 rushing touchdowns on the season, over 1,200 yards on the ground. I expect that to continue this week. I'm picking number 8 Tennessee to beat Vanderbilt. And our next matchup, we have the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets going on the road between the hedges as they are at number 7 Georgia. And honestly, I'm expecting this game to be a lot closer than a lot of people think. Georgia's offense has really struggled during the second half of this season, and Georgia Tech has proven they can upset teams. Just ask Miami what they did to them. I mean, Georgia Tech even went to the limit against Notre Dame earlier this year. So I do think that Georgia Tech is going to be able to hang in there against Georgia. I do think Georgia finds a way to get a win this week. So I'm picking number 7 Georgia in a very close game against Georgia Tech. And our next matchup, we have Cam Ward and number 6 ranked Miami Hurricanes going on the road to take on the Syracuse Orange. And I really don't expect this game to be close. Syracuse really hasn't made any much noise this year, whereas Miami is coming off of a bye. And they're coming off of a loss to Georgia Tech, which we just mentioned. So Miami's going to have a lot to prove in this game. I do think that considering the stakes of if Miami wins, they're in the ACC championship against SMU being on the line is going to help motivate the Canes. And I'm picking number 6 Miami to beat Syracuse. And in our next matchup, we have number 5 Notre Dame going on the road to take on the USC Trojans. And this is another one of those games that I really feel like could be closer. I do know Notre Dame is very capable of blowing teams out. But USC is capable of staying in games they shouldn't be in this season, which is why they reached bowl eligibility at 6-5. But I do think Notre Dame does handle business this week. It'll either be a close game or it's going to be a Notre Dame blowout. I don't see it going any other way. But I'm picking number 5 Notre Dame to beat USC. And our next matchup in the 2024 college football predictions week 14 show, we have the Maryland Terrapin going on the road into University Park as they are at number 4 Penn State Nittany Lions. And Penn State's offense has just been unstoppable this season, and I don't think Maryland's going to have much of an answer. Maryland has been middle of the road in college football, so I don't think it's going to be a huge blowout, probably a 2 or 3 possession game. But I see Penn State really stepping up this week to close out the season, so I'm picking number 4 Penn State to beat Maryland. And our next matchup, we have number 3 Texas going on the road to take on number 20 Texas A&M, with the winner of this game facing Georgia in the SEC championship. And I think this is going to be a classic. I think it's going to be a very close game. I think Texas A&M has something to prove, trying to rebound off of their 4 overtime loss to Auburn, where Texas just needs to keep doing what Texas has done. They beat Arkansas, they beaten Kentucky, and they need to come in here and do the same thing. I do think that it's going to come down to who has the ball last, but I'm picking number 3 Texas to beat Texas A&M. And in our next matchup, we've got the defending national champion Michigan Wolverines going on the road to Columbus as they are at number 2 ranked Ohio State. And honestly, Michigan has really faltered in a lot of games that they should have won or it should have been closer. And Ohio State is just a juggernaut this year. Their only slip up was to Oregon, and even that was a 1-point loss. Ohio State is literally 2 points away from being undefeated this year. And the Buckeyes are going to come out and dominate this game. I don't expect it to be close. I'm picking Ohio State to put the beat down on Michigan. And our last game of the week, we've got the Washington Huskies going on the road to Eugene to take on top-ranked Oregon. And Oregon is going to have a lot to prove this week. I really feel like the Ducks want to close out the regular season undefeated, considering they're the only team left in college football undefeated. And Washington is just going to be Oregon's final victim. I don't expect this game to be close. Oregon should have this game already decided by halftime. I'm picking number 1 Oregon to put the beat down on Washington. And that was the 2024 college football predictions week 14 show. What game are you looking forward to seeing this week? Let me know down in the comments section below. Don't forget to like the video, share the video on social media, and you made it all the way to the end of this video, go smash that subscribe button so you can be notified of when I drop my next video. And if you want to see some more of me, Nicky D, then go check out another one of my videos, because I got hours of content that'll keep you entertained well into the evening. With that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. I'm Nicky D. This is the Nicky D channel, and I will see all y'all beautiful people next time. Bye, y'all.